Hey guys, thank you so much for joining today. I am so excited to have my friend Maria Carras here with us. She actually runs an incredible business that helps planners like you connect with the right virtual assistants for your business. I have personally benefited from her services when she connected me with my virtual assistant who does our Pinterest, our blog. Her name's Claire, CC Assist. She's amazing. Look her up. She's been life-changing for me. She's given me so much of my life back. And I know that's a big problem that we are all facing in this industry is just overwhelm. There's so much to do, so little time. If you are a part of the Chancey Charm Wedding Planner Academy, there's also a chance that you have a lot of other stuff going on in the background of your life. And that might be one reason why you even chose the career field as a wedding planner. I know that's why I chose to be a wedding planner, is because I wanted to have the flexibility to work from home and spend time with my family and friends. And so in that pursuit of, I want to have more flexibility and freedom in my life, I had connected with Maria online. I don't even know how we connected. It's just, she's an amazing person. Do what?
We actually worked together. You hired me as your VA.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about that. That is so crazy.
I know.
Sorry. You're like, wow, thanks a lot. But
for a short while, I think. It was really fun though. It was really fun. It was a long time ago.
It was so long ago. I feel like I was living in Atlanta. Maybe Bo was a newborn. My life is like a blur. That season of my life with a newborn first child, days are just gone. So anyways, Maria was obviously amazing, and I needed more help and reached out to her. And it's just been a really fun journey to see her go from being a VA to growing a business that helps train VAs, helps educate them on how to get business, and ultimately has become a resource to creatives and planners for VAs. So super fun, super amazing. Maria, I'm just gonna let you take it from here. You can tell them all the things about yourself. And I love that I forgot about the beginning of our journey. I'm just like, yeah, she connected me with Claire. I'm like, how did I know about you? I just knew you were amazing. Oh, that's why. That's when you've been in business too long.
I loved working with you because I got into virtual assistants back when I was living in Greece, and I needed to sort of earn some supplementary income while I was at home with my newborns. And the beautiful thing about being a virtual assistant is that you can work with all kinds of companies in all kinds of countries all over the world. So I was in Greece working with you, Sarah, which is insane. And I just, the variety of companies you can work with as a virtual assistant is just amazing. Like working with wedding planners in your company was just a dream, because like, how exciting is that? Yeah, and you're so right. Like when you're a wedding planner, you're spinning so many plates. There's so many things to focus on. You have your business, you have your life happening, and there is so much stuff going on that needs to happen, but is not within your zone of genius as a wedding planner.
Yeah.
The virtual assistant who will come in and take that off your plate. You work with Claire, she does your Pinterest marketing. Like that is not something you as a wedding planner should be focusing on. That's not your job. Your job is to plan weddings. So to have somebody else do the marketing for you, to do your customer communications, to do your vendor communications, like that is just a godsend sometimes. So, and whoever I speak to, wedding planner or other type of business owner, I just tell them, if you haven't hired a virtual assistant yet, you absolutely need one. And that is what we're talking about today, how hiring a virtual assistant can create more freedom in your business so that you can focus on your zone of genius. So as I kick off this presentation, I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about myself. Hi, I'm Maria. I run a VA agency, and I support course creators and membership site owners specifically. We have 1 or 2 clients still that we're working with, while I kind of focus more on coaching and mentoring women to start their own virtual assistant businesses. I've helped countless businesses hire their VAs through our free VA matchmaking service, which Sarah took advantage of.
Yes,
And
multiple times.
multiple times. It's totally free. I train virtual assistants and then I place them in jobs. So it's a dream come true for, it's like a win-win for everybody. I love it. I'm a wife and a mom to 2 young boys. You might see one of them kind of bursting in here any second now. I'm obsessed with homemade banana ice cream. I don't know why I put that in there, but I am. I'm also a film buff and I kind of do publicity work on the side for films as well.
How old are your boys now?
How old are my boys? They're like 9 and 8.
Okay, yeah. I feel like they were really little when we were working together.
They were.
They were just, yeah.
You had a newborn. You had a newborn. Is it the one or is it
just one? I have one bio child and I'm a foster mom.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we're about to adopt, so really excited about that.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay, so what can you expect to learn in this presentation? What is a virtual assistant? I'm sure a lot of you already know what a virtual assistant is. I'm just going to cover that really quickly. What are the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant? How to prepare your business for a virtual assistant, because it does require a little bit of preparation. How to find and onboard a virtual assistant, and what mistakes business owners make when hiring and working with a virtual assistant, and how you can hire your first VA today. And I'm going to kind of tailor it a little bit to wedding professionals as well, so you guys are getting the most from this. Okay, in return, I ask that you pay attention if this is something that you're serious about for your business. I'm sharing a lot of really good information with you, so it'll be great if you were focused and kind of engaged. Before we start, if you want to connect with me, I'm at Hey Maria Carras on Instagram. Like, Instagram is my favorite stomping ground, so if you want to connect, you can come and say hi over there. So in this presentation, I just want to make sure that we are all here for the same reasons. So you're in the right place today if you are a business owner or a freelancer who wants to stop doing all the things that we just talked about in your business and start focusing on your zone of genius. You want to start focusing on your clients. You want to be a fantastic wedding planner. That's what you're here to do. You want to scale your business, do more and make more in less time. If you want more freedom and flexibility to pursue other interests, spend time with your family, take extended vacations. If you want to step away from your business knowing that everything is being taken care of, you are in the right place. Who doesn't want that, right? You're in the wrong place if you believe the only way to succeed in your business is if you do everything yourself. You're also in the wrong business if you're afraid to invest in your business. So if you are averse to investing in your business, you're going to try to do everything yourself and you're going to burn out. Hopefully not, but that is the likely scenario for a lot of people. So what is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is a business owner. They're a remote contractor. They have a variety of different expertises. They typically charge by the hour, or they can create retainers and packages to work with you, but they are a business owner that you bring on into your business and you agree on deliverables and a pay rate, and you have them in your business for as long or as little as you need. So that is the beauty of a virtual assistant. It can be a really flexible working relationship. You can hire different virtual assistants for different areas of expertise. Sarah is working with Claire for her Pinterest. You can hire somebody else to do your blog. You can hire somebody else to do your inbox management, your appointment setting. You can hire different people with different expertises to do different things in your business. So
I actually have like so many VAs right now.
Do you? How many do you work with?
I mean, I have Claire. She does Pinterest. She formats the blog, so she puts a pin in, does Pinterest. She does Google My Business review request. I feel like there's something else that she does that I'm forgetting. And then I have 2 other women that I recently hired to do writing, because just the volume. So one is specifically like a search engine optimization writer. And then the other one is a lady who is getting into writing. So she's doing some of that for me, but mainly she's been creating lists for me. So I have like I'm now marketing for wedding planners. So she's creating a giant list of wedding planners that I can email We're pursuing venue partnerships. She's making me a giant list of venues that we can contact for those. So she's doing a lot more tasks that I just like really want to do, but don't have time for.
That's Trisha, right? Am I?
Yeah.
Yes. I know. And like, how much easier does it make your business when you have like a complete list of like venues to contact for partnerships? Like, isn't that like a hurdle that you've just like overcome and now you can just run with it?
Yeah.
I just love that.
Yeah. And then the other one that's more SEO centric kind of writer, she's working on some email funnels for me. So I sent one of her emails yesterday, it made $200. It's like, wow, that just paid for her time. Yeah. So, you know, I have all these ideas. And so it's been awesome to just grow a team of women who I can say, like, you're the expert, you're going to do this a million times better than I can and faster than I can. And yeah, just to hand things off right and left. It's a huge blessing. And it really does. I always see a return on that investment every time.
That's amazing. So I have a list here of what do virtual assistants do. Sarah's very kindly just listed a few things that virtual assistants do, but just to give you an idea across like marketing, admin, systems, and automation and tech. So marketing will include things like what Sarah said, Pinterest, blog writing, SEO. Admin will do stuff like maybe what Trish is doing, like creating like a list of venues, doing research, data entry, invoice chasing, contract sending, all of that stuff. And then you've got the funnels and webinar setup, potentially CRM setup, the systems automation and tech that you might need in your business. And you will find VAs who will specialize in all these different areas. And like you said, Sarah, they will do them quicker and easier and better than you. So it's absolutely worth investing in that help.
Yeah.
Who hires virtual assistants? Well, wedding planners, but we've helped all of these kinds of people. Let's see, do I have wedding planners in this list? They should be. It's not in alphabetical order.
Yeah,
they're like number 10. Yes, wedding and event planners make a good use of virtual assistants, and then a whole bunch of other people as well. But they're very popular and very widely used.
I feel you. It's just one of those days.
Oh, so why would someone hire a VA? I don't feel like I need to be preaching to the choir here. They'll save you time. If you don't have time to complete the small tasks, if you don't know how to do the small tasks, if you're not within your zone of genius, if you don't have the skill or the desire to do the small tasks, then you would hire a virtual assistant to do that for you, because you need to be focusing on your zone of genius. You need to be focusing on your couples. You need to be focusing on your vendor communications and just making sure that your clients are happy and that you're providing a professional experience for them. So anything that is outside of that, you can absolutely outsource. And you don't have to start with like a really big package. If you're tight on cash, if you bring a virtual assistant on in your business for maybe an hour a week, like that will set you back maybe $25, $30, but then you'll have somebody in your business who knows your business and can kind of, if you ever ramp up in any way, they can kind of take what they know and run with it. But you will see a return instantly if you bring somebody on and take some of those smaller niggly tasks off, because you'll be able to focus on, the revenue generating tasks in your business. So what are the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant? Oh.
Went backwards.
It's no benefits, no. My presentation is getting stuck. So yes, if you're just starting out, if you're bootstrapping, you don't want to be hiring full-time employees because they're expensive. There's a lot of legality around that. If you find that they're not a good fit, it's really hard to end contracts like that. So a VA is flexible. You can work with them for as little or as much as you'd like. You don't need to worry about desk space or software or equipment for your virtual assistant. They kind of handle all of that because that's part of their business. You can hire virtual assistants as needed, and you can also hire multiple VAs for a number of different specialties rather than hiring one person to do all of the things to kind of an average level. So you've done really well, Sarah, kind of having different VAs focusing on different things.
Yeah, I mean, and like I emailed you earlier this week, I'm like, I think I need someone else.
Yeah.
Because I just have too many ideas. But the marketing stuff, you know, is I think that's where people, especially planners, get really overwhelmed is the marketing stuff. And if they could just hand that off, even like you said, an hour a week, make some progress every month, huge, huge.
Yeah. Like marketing is such a sticky subject for so many people, isn't it? It's like your business can't survive without it, but it's also not what your business is. Your business isn't marketing.
Yeah.
And it's huge when you can do that because you know it's happening in the background and you don't have to worry about it. So how much do virtual assistants cost? I said it before. If you hire somebody even for an hour a week, it could probably cost you, $20 to $25 an hour for a beginner virtual assistant. And if you're going more specialist, $40 to $50 an hour is kind of what you're looking at. And specialists will have lots of experience. They'll be kind of experts in your niche. They'll have a really good reviews. They'll have a really good portfolio. They'll have really great results. And specialists will kind of focus maybe on a specific platform. They might be sort of really tech savvy and do setups of funnels and webinars and websites and all of that stuff. So depending on where your budget lies or what your needs are, you can expect to pay, $20 to $40 an hour. Probably in a lot of cases, a lot more. But there are so many virtual assistants out there who are looking to kind of get that first client that they're happy, with $20, $25 an hour to get that experience and build up their reviews. So you can definitely find the support that you need at a budget-friendly price. So how do you prep your business for a virtual assistant? So what I like to do, if you don't know what you want to outsource, a lot of people do already, like marketing is a huge thing to outsource. A lot of people know they want to outsource their Pinterest, they want to outsource their Instagram. And kind of that's easy to hand off. But if you're somebody who doesn't yet know what exactly they want to outsource, I recommend people kind of take some time, take a week, take 2 weeks to actually track your time that week with a free tool like Toggle or Clockify. See what you're spending your time on and really sit down and review which of those tasks that you were completing that week are actually revenue generating tasks and what can you outsource. So make a list of what you can outsource by tracking your time. Then create a list of those tasks and the tools that you use on a regular basis that you would want your VA to use. Then document your processes. So if you have set processes for onboarding clients, for writing your blog posts and formatting your blog posts, creating your Pinterest, your pins, if you have processes and standard operating procedures, now is the time to start writing them down. And you don't have to do for your whole business. Find one thing that you want to outsource and create a process for it. That will make it so easy for your virtual assistant to come into your business, look at the process, and just follow the steps. And also you might want to sign up for any necessary tools. When you're bringing anybody onto your team, you might want to look at a project management software like Asana, where you can assign tasks and you can set deadlines. You might want to look at cloud sharing software. I actually have them listed here. If you're sharing files with clients like Google Drive or Dropbox, you will want to have your VA have access to that information so they can get all the materials that they need. You might want to also look at a password sharing app like LastPass or 1Password, where you can give your VA access to your different accounts like Tailwind or your email marketing software without actually giving them your password. So they can access your accounts kind of with a hidden password and they'll see what you see when you log in. So those are kind of the three main tools. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Obviously, it depends what you're hiring them to do. So if you're outsourcing social media, you'll want to have kind of a scheduler like Tailwind or Later or Buffer that you'll want to schedule your posts through. But these are kind of the main ones, I think. I don't know if Sarah, if there's anything that you use that you would give access to your VAs, your website.
Yeah, I use I like the LastPass. I was just thinking, oh, maybe I should be doing that, but I give everybody all my passwords to Gmail, and we use Google Drive and Gmail mainly.
Mhm.
My
Cool.
team uses Slack to talk.
Oh, Slack is good. Yes.
Which is
That's
great, but I don't have any of my VAs on there. I'm just, yeah, emailing with them and doing Google Docs and that kind of thing.
okay.
They have my WordPress website password. They have everything. They could just, take me for all I'm worth. I'm very
That's
trustworthy.
fine. That's fine. If any of their computers or anything gets compromised, your information might be compromised as well. But like, that's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna be doing LastPass later today.
It's really easy to do. It's like magic.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
I'm not telling you off. So how do you find this unicorn, this hiring? How do you find this amazing virtual assistant that will support you in your wedding planning business? So I see a lot of business owners making this mistake of like, they'll go into a Facebook group and they'll be like, I need a virtual assistant now. And then, you'll get virtual assistants underneath saying, but what do you actually need help with? There's so many details about working with a virtual assistant. You can't just blindly say, I need a virtual assistant. Like, you need to be a little more specific. It's kind of like going, I need a doctor, but like, what kind of doctor do you need? So I would suggest you actually create an application form, writing down exactly what you need. And we actually help you do this through our free VA matchmaking service. I think, Sarah, you've done it.
Yeah.
It's an application form that asks you every single detail that we need to know to create a job application that provides all the information the VA needs to know if this job is a good fit for them. So you need to be thinking about what tools do you need your VA to be familiar with? What exactly do you need them to do? You need to be aware of your budget. You need to be aware of whether you need them to be available during specific times of the day. You also need to kind of be aware of any nice to haves, like personality traits. Because working with a virtual assistant and having a harmonious relationship is so much about the personality fit and how well you guys gel. So just be aware that that is kind of one of the key factors. And that's true of any team member, but with a virtual assistant, I feel like it's even more so because they're like your right-hand person. You need to be on the same wavelength. So first thing you need to do is to actually create an application form. Where do you share the application form? I would share it with if you have an audience, share it with your audience. Share it on your Facebook profile. You can go on LinkedIn, lots of virtual assistants there. And then set interviews with them. Like, have lots of interviews with them, with different virtual assistants, because like I said, you need to find a really good personality fit. Don't just go with the first one that you find. You need to kiss a lot of frogs to find the one that's good for you. And when you do find the good one, have a trial period with them, and don't commit to anything long term. Just have that trial period first, and then take it from there. How to find your right fit virtual assistant. Okay, so where do you find your virtual assistants? I kind of went over it a little bit earlier, but you can also go to job boards like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer. You can go to Facebook groups. You can go to agencies like Time, etc. You can come to me, Maria Carras Creative, and I can help you find somebody, or you can ask your audience, like I said, if you have one. So how do you conduct interviews so that you are hiring people that are a good fit for your business? Oh, sorry, guys. Yes, interviews. What makes a great virtual assistant? Okay, so you're going to be wanting to look for somebody, ideally, who has proven experience in what you want to do. or at least a strong willingness to learn. A really good work ethic is huge, and a good understanding of what your business does, what your goals are. You want a good communicator, someone who writes really clear emails, who talks clearly on the interview, on the discovery call, someone who is open and honest about their experience, about meeting deadlines when you're working together, about any snags that they're hitting. Someone who is open and honest, that is huge. You want someone who has a positive attitude, a good work ethic. This goes for any team member. You want someone who shows initiative, who can foresee problems before they happen. And if they're an experienced virtual assistant, they will be well versed in this. They're not afraid to ask questions. They're not afraid to ask clarifying questions. And you should be encouraging them to ask questions. You shouldn't make them feel afraid to ask questions, as a lot of virtual assistants do, because they don't want to feel like, they don't want to come across as though they don't know what they're doing. So you want them to feel comfortable asking questions, because they need that information to do a good job. And of course, a good personality fit. As with any team member, you want someone who is on the same page as you, who's on the same wavelength as you, who understands your goals and the way that you work. And you guys get along and have fun together. Some of the most common mistakes, no, that's not what I'm going. So how do you onboard and start working with your virtual assistant? So when you've interviewed quite a few people, you find someone that you really like, what are the next steps? They will then send you a proposal. If everything looks good on the proposal, which will include the quote, the deliverables, the way they work, the rates, and all of that stuff, you will agree on that. They will then send you a contract. You sign the contract, which kind of includes the same information, but also some extra legal stuff which will protect them and you. And then I would recommend you set a trial period. Like I said before, trial them out for a month, whatever makes sense to you, but be clear about when the trial period ends, because if you find out you're not a good fit, either they find out they're not a good fit, or maybe you decide they're not a good fit for you, it's a really good way of ending that relationship without any awkwardness. Like there's an out for both of you. So definitely set a trial period. Give them small tasks to start off with. Don't give them the keys to the castle from the get-go. Just start with like small tasks so that you can build that trust and you can kind of get a sense of how they work, how they communicate, how, and they can get the same from you as well. So definitely set a trial period. Definitely sign a contract so that you're both protected and that you're both agreeing to the same terms. Establish primary mode of communication. Sarah, you said you use Slack with your team members. I also use Slack with my virtual assistants. So if you establish a primary mode of communication, that could be Slack, it could be email, it could be Asana. It definitely makes it easier in the long run if you just have one place where most of the communication happens. I know it can kind of get tricky when you're kind of in all the different places, but it will avoid kind of messiness down the line and miscommunication as well, and missing important information. And I would also encourage you schedule time for in-person reviews. It's so easy when you're working with a virtual team that you kind of just get on with the work and you don't see each other, you're not next to each other. That you just get on with the work and you forget to check in on how the working relationship is going. I would schedule maybe once a month, every 2 months, just a review and holding space for just checking in with them to see how's everything going for you. Do you think there's anything we could be doing better? Is there anything that that you're not happy with? Just like not work related, kind of working relationship related conversation. And if you can, meet regularly to discuss like the ongoing work. If the work calls for it. Like if it's somebody who's doing your Pinterest, and if you just kind of have a system for how the pins are reviewed and scheduled, then that's fine. And you can kind of let it roll, that's fine. But if it's stuff that's kind of more intensive, more client facing, it might be worth meeting regularly to discuss your agenda for the week, to discuss your goals, and to set action items. Gosh, I'm still getting a hang of this Canva presentation thing. Okay, what are commonly outsourced tasks for wedding professionals? Social media, 100%. Pinterest, blog writing, SEO, like you're doing, Sarah, graphics creations, typically for social media, appointment setting and appointment management with clients, vendor communications, client communications, contracts and invoices, chasing them, sending them, press outreach. So I had a client once, a wedding photographer. I've had 2 wedding photographers who were looking to be placed in magazines, in local magazines, online websites and stuff. So I was tasked with researching the application deadlines and how to apply to get their photos featured and all of that stuff. So that is something that your VA can do. If you're a wedding photographer as well, photo editing and organizing of files and sending of files is also another thing that they can do. And again, venue vendor research, which is again what Sarah's doing. So is there anything else that you can think of, Sarah, that you would outsource?
So I think one of your earlier slides said that bookkeeping is an admin task. And then, yeah, PR is the other person that I use. I've used Kristen with Publish and Pretty for years. So that's press outreach on here. I'm taking notes too. This is a great presentation. I'm like, oh,
yeah, I'm sure there's lots.
I think that this is a really cohesive, I think review outreach, if that's not on here.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
That's something that Claire's doing. She's asking for reviews for us.
That's great.
Yeah, she's asking for reviews for like 30 plus planners.
Nice.
So it's awesome. Trying to think. I think this is really comprehensive.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so common mistakes business owners make when they're hiring a virtual assistant. They don't know what to outsource. So I've already given you tips, think about what it is that you actually want to outsource. You don't want to be in the position where you hire somebody and you're paying them and you don't know what it is that you want to have them do. So make sure you're clear on what it is that you want to outsource first. They don't create a formal application form. I get this. I get it. It's a lot of work to create a formal application form, and a lot of wedding planners or business owners will just go to a Facebook group or ask their friends for recommendations, which is point number 3. And that's fine. That's fine. I just encourage you to kind of make it a more of a formal interview if possible, because the perfect VA for one person may not be the perfect VA for you. So don't just take somebody on someone's recommendation. Obviously, you should interview them and have them actually apply so that they can see exactly what it is that you need as well.
And Google Forms makes that pretty easy.
The application form?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. For sure. So there's no excuse not to have one.
Yeah.
But some people, when they hire, they're like so desperate. And I've seen this so many times. They're like, I need a VA yesterday. And so they'll just take the first person that applies. And that's just going to set you up for so much frustration down the line.
Yeah.
So hire before you're ready is kind of my other thing. I don't have it listed down here, but hire before you think you're ready. Like I said, an hour a week is going to set you back $25. Just before it gets insane, just bring somebody on to take the reins when it does get insane.
Yeah.
Not having a trial period is a mistake I see. And I don't think a lot of people do trial periods, but I think it's hugely important, like I said before, so that you have that out for both of you in case it doesn't work out, and it's so to avoid any awkward conversations. And also, people who hire VAs and then they don't actually delegate anything to them. And that might be someone who's, I don't want to say control freak, because I like to be in control, and it's not freakish to want to be in control. So
that is what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of planners that struggle with that.
I'm sure, because you're handing so much of your business to somebody else that you need to trust that they'll do it to the same standard as you. And it's hard to let go, isn't it? It's hard to let go, but you have to let it happen in order for you to grow and so you don't burn out. And eventually, even though there might be some hiccups at the beginning, this person will learn your style, they'll learn your standards, they'll learn your communication style, but you have to allow them that grace to learn. And then when that happens, when you hit that kind of like that smooth sailing period, it's like magic. And as you have that shorthand and you truly feel like you have a team member, and it's just amazing. And you don't have to double check their work. It's brilliant. But you have to allow that to happen. And my final thing, hire before you're ready. I love that because it's true. So if anybody here isn't working with a virtual assistant, or you want to add a virtual assistant to your team, another virtual assistant to your team, we offer a free VA matchmaking service where we create an application form based on your specific needs. We share that with our network, who are all trained by me. And we send you suitable applicants to pick from to interview and eventually, hopefully, hire. But there is no obligation to hire. We don't take anything from your agreed pricing. We just match you guys and leave you to it. And that is what we do. Thank you, guys.
Exciting.
I'm happy to take any conversations, any questions about virtual assistant, about becoming a virtual assistant, hiring a virtual assistant, anything at all. I am here.
Hi, I'm Natasha.
Hi, Natasha.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
I was so interested in this topic because I have been truly like trying to figure this out. And the more people that I've reached out to, I've interviewed, they have packages, right? So I can't just like pick and choose. And I've been really struggling with like that commitment of like 20, 35 hours. And it's just a really big investment, honestly, for someone who I am a control freak. So to even try to hand things off for 20 hours feels like a lot. So I guess I was encouraged to hear you say, start small, but I guess I don't know where those people live. Where are those people?
Yeah.
In her listing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel you. Well, I will say admission is the first step towards progress, right? You've admitted that it is hard to hand off things, which is like everybody in the wedding industry.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. I think, you know, when I've worked with people that Maria has recommended, they've never come to me with the package because they're still figuring their packages out because she's just trained them.
Sure.
But I've had nothing but the most amazing experiences with them because she's trained them. They made that investment in her training. So they're very serious about what they're doing. They're not just like, they didn't decide this like yesterday. And that's been really great. And I really encourage you to reach out to her list because basically like Claire, a package that was built on her experience with Chancey Charm. So it was great for me because I was able to tell her exactly what I needed and what I was able to afford in terms of that monthly investment. And so I mean, I really recommend that because there are people, but whereas like just the other day, I reached out to someone who had this shiny website about social media. And then I was like, I don't think I can afford that investment. That's pretty hard because I have a pretty big business. So, you know, you're not alone in feeling like that's a big commitment. I'm a little overwhelmed by that number right now.
And honestly, it's just surprised to like get on and hear, I guess I thought you would like pitch yourself, right? As, you know, a virtual assistant. That's usually when I get on these things and there's a speaker, there's usually like a pitch at the end. So it's like, I don't know, encouraging and cool. And I was expecting like, here are packages and this is what we do. So
oh no.
Yay.
My goal here is to help you guys find
that's
VAs,
awesome.
my VAs to find clients. Really, that's my main goal. So cool. But you're right. Like Sarah, you hit the nail on the head. A lot of them are new to this and they're just figuring out their pricing and their packages, and they will happily come on and work with you for an hour, 2 hours a week while they figure out their packages. And that's why it's so cool when you do the trial period for like a month, 2 months. You kind of get a sense of how much it's going to cost you. And then you can kind of create like almost like a retainer depending on what it is that they're doing every month. Rather than having it hourly, you can kind of agree on like a set monthly rate and kind of agree on deliverables as well. So yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I bet that you're super organized, Natasha, and the handoff will be so much easier than you expect.
Sure. I hope so. I like to think that I am.
Yeah, it was for me. It was really easy for me. So I don't know, like I feel that for you. Like I think that you will do really well with it.
Cool.
It's just giving your life back, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Like I know one big thing that a lot of planners hand off is just like doing hotel blocks. Because they hate doing hotel blocks, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many little tasks that we do that, you know, it doesn't have to be you. The client doesn't even have to know.
Sure.
You know, like with Maria, like I'm so embarrassed that I was like, how did we meet? I'm so sorry. I'm still just reeling from that. But you know what? It's because I didn't even tell anybody that I was working with you. I remember wanting to pretend like I could do it all.
Yeah.
Just so insane of me. But I think I was very nervous, for clients, my team, for anybody to know that I actually couldn't do it all, that I needed help, which just shows you how far I've come, because now I'm like telling the world about my VAs. But I think I just really was struggling with that, you know, not being able to do it all.
But you know what does it show to your clients when you have an assistant, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel like you're a legit business when you have an assistant and you have your clients talking to your assistant? Like, I feel like that gives the impression, like, if you're going to charge higher rates, it's totally justified, because look at them. They have a team. They're so organized.
Yeah.
And like, you're almost this like untouchable planner. Not that you want to be untouchable, but you know what I mean? Like, you're managing your team and you're also planning weddings. Like, you're super cool. I like the impression that a VA gives to a business.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's great now. I just, I
but
think
there was,
that I think I just put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, I didn't want them to know I had a life. I didn't even want them to know I had like gave birth. I just, it was just about them. And I also wanted them to think that I had my hand on everything. There are a lot of brides who want to believe that the planner is doing every little thing. And so, I really struggled with it, Maria. It's just so silly now. I look back and I'm like, why was I like that? Because you have to talk about clear to everybody. Do what?
What made you make the switch? Just be like, I'm just going to be, like not show them that I can do everything, that I have to do everything.
I think that there was a change, a mindset change for me into what you're thinking of, what you're talking about in terms of like, this is awesome that she has an assistant. Like now I'm marketing for 25, 27, maybe almost 30 planners. And I'm like, hey, I just hired like really amazing advertising team to work with us. You know, they're doing our Facebook ads and Google ads and all that kind of stuff. And I can brag on them now because I'm like, I have an expert, same thing with Claire, like I have an expert doing this. They're going to do a way better job than me. I see that now as like a win for my team, a win for my business, elevating the brand, but it just is a mindset change. I hope and pray that some planner out there who thinks they have to do it all is listening to this, and maybe they're crying because I could have cried. Back in the day. So, I mean, I was burning out. My ship was, it was a dumpster fire. So, VAs saved my business.
Oh, I'm glad.
It's awesome to see you go from being a VA to having a business that's training VAs and helping connect people with VAs, and just, man, that's awesome.
I'm glad, because there's so many people who, like wedding planners, other business owners, who are like, they've been burnt so badly from bad virtual assistants and working relationships where they've just been ghosted. And I just want that to stop. And I want the relationship between the two parties to be healthier and more efficient and just happier. So hopefully, like the VAs in our network, they're, like you said, they've invested in themselves. So they're serious about this, and they're serious about like doing really good work with their clients. So I just want to make that whole thing better, the relationship better for everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's life-changing. It gives so many people their lives back. It helps so many people's sanity, business grow, just all the good things. I mean, that must feel really great to be doing good work. And I appreciate what Natasha said about just like, yeah, you didn't come on here selling your package. You came on here with just some really great quality advice. I love the trial period. I've never done that. You were like, don't hand them the keys to the castle. That's what I do every time. So, really appreciated that advice. Let's see. Kimberly says, hire before you're ready tip. I think that is key, 150% to growing in a sustainable way, in a healthy way, in a good way, and to growing, if you want to grow. And yeah, she liked the idea about having a VA research venues and reach out. Yeah. Having them research venues for yourself for marketing, also for your clients. What if every time you took on a new client and you sent on an email that was like, hey, I have your date. Can you let me know all the venues that are available in the Richmond area? That's an easy task to hand off that we often get so caught up in, because you email all these venues and then you get a response from all those venues, and it just takes over your inbox and your life. So, and I have my VAs log in and use my email, so it does look like it's coming from me. I guess that's still a little part of the wanting everybody to think I'm doing everything. So I'm still guilty of that. But with other creatives, I'm very open about, that I'm not doing it all.
Good. Great. Yeah. And yes, tracking your 1 to 2 weeks and tracking what you're doing. I think you'd be shocked at what you're doing that's not directly related to bringing in clients or revenue. And like the venue research and the venue back and forth is one of those things, but it's eye-opening when you kind of do that. Absolutely. And then you have a very clear list of what you can hand off.
Yeah.
So if you guys want a VA, you can come. That's the link, mariacarras.com hire. This is my pitch. Come and help us find you a virtual assistant. It doesn't cost anything. Even if you're just dipping your toes, you can just try it out and see how it feels to look to hire somebody. It's exciting.
Yeah. And I love your process, because you basically fill out a form, then people reach out and say that they're available, or that they feel like they're a good fit for what you're asking for, not providing. And then you can look at their website, you can get to know them, you can do the interview process, you can do trial. It's very seamless. You can pump the brakes at any time if you're like, okay, out, they look really great, but I need another week to get my stuff together. It's not like a pushy sales process or anything like that. So really fun. And I've just loved everybody that I've met through that program. So thank you so much. I think this was so invaluable, such a blessing to everybody who has joined us. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining. And I think, there's gonna be a lot more eyes on this video, and it's just gonna be a blessing to a lot of people, because what you're doing is a blessing to them and to their time, their life, their work, their business. So I'm really excited. This has honestly just probably been way too long in the makings, and it's just fun to get to see your face and hear from you. Yes. And maybe one day in Greece we'll meet up.
Yes. Oh my God.
I wish. But yeah, just super grateful. Thank you so much, friend, for your time and just for doing this. I'm going to stop the recording now. Yeah.